We are uncovering the unsettling truth behind Sheinelle Jones's recent absence, delving into the unseen personal battles and profound struggles that have kept her from the spotlight. This concept explores the emotional toll and hidden challenges impacting her life, revealing the heartbreaking reality beneath her public persona. The studio lights of Third Hour of Today were unforgivingly bright, casting a professional glow that masked the exhaustion etched into Sheinelle Jones's face. To millions of viewers, Sheinelle was the embodiment of having it all: the infectious laugh, the sharp journalistic mind, and the seemingly effortless transition from interviewing world leaders to managing a household of 3 energetic children. But on a Tuesday in late October, the chair next to Al Roker and Craig Melvin sat empty. There was no fanfare, no breaking news alert, just a quiet absence that stretched from days into weeks. The weight of the invisible. The disappearance wasn't a physical vanishing, but a spiritual one. For months, Sheinelle had been operating on what she called the fumes of the fumes. The unseen struggle behind her absence wasn't a single catastrophic event, but the cumulative weight of 1,000 tiny fractures. As a high-profile black woman in media, Sheinelle felt a silent, self-imposed mandate to be twice as good and half as tired than everyone else. Behind the scenes, her mornings began at 4 a.m. While the city slept, she was reviewing scripts, answering emails, and prepping school lunches. By the time the cameras rolled at 9 a.m., she had already lived a full day's work. The struggle was the noise. It was the constant internal monologue, wondering if she was present enough for her kids, if her vocal cords, which had required surgery years prior, would hold up through another marathon broadcast, and if she was losing the Sheinelle that existed outside of being a mother or a TV personality. The breaking point. The decision to step away came during a mundane moment. She was standing in her kitchen, staring at a calendar overflowing with gala invites, school plays, and interview segments. Suddenly, the text on the page blurred. Her heart raced, not with excitement, but with a paralyzing sense of dread. The Superwoman cape had become a lead weight. She realized that her disappearance was necessary to prevent a permanent erasure. She needed to go off the grid to find the woman who had been buried under the demands of a relentless production schedule. Into the quiet. During her absence, the rumors swirled. Was she moving to another network? Was there drama behind the scenes? The reality was far more suburban and profound. Sheinelle spent her first week in silence. No makeup, no teleprompters, no Spanx. She sat on her porch and watched the leaves change, a simple pleasure she hadn't truly noticed in years. She rediscovered the sound of her own breathing. The unseen struggles she faced were the typical ghosts of high achievers. Imposter syndrome. Even with an Emmy-winning career, the fear that one off day would ruin everything. Caregiver fatigue, the emotional toll of being the emotional anchor for both a national audience and a young family. Physical depletion, the chronic cortisol spikes of live television that had begun to manifest as insomnia and brain fog. She spent hours in therapy, unlearning the idea that her worth was tied to her productivity. She learned that no was a complete sentence, a radical concept for someone who had built a career on saying yes to every opportunity. The reemergence. When Sheinelle finally returned to the Orange Plaza, she looked the same to the casual observer, but her colleagues noticed a difference in her eyes. There was a newfound stillness. She spoke candidly about her disappearance, not as a mystery to be solved, but as a blueprint for survival. She shared that she hadn't been away, she had been inward. By stepping out of the spotlight, she had finally been able to see herself clearly for the first time in a decade. The disappearance of Sheinelle Jones wasn't a scandal, it was a silent revolution. It served as a reminder to every woman watching at home that even the most vibrant spirits need to dim their lights occasionally to keep from burning out entirely.